And now I guess it's time to get into
the news. The news.
The news, yes.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Heading on into the drone room. The drone newsosphere with Jeff Sills. Oh, he's got a lot of it. What's up?
You know, one time you're going to do that, and it's going to be like 15 minutes of people sitting there going, well, I'm going to get dinner.
Well,
we'll call the news up here in just a minute.
Hey, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm tempting you. All right. So to start things off, Ukraine, of course, is all over the news. Lots and lots of activity going on over there. Lots of things that are involving drones. Obviously, we talked about last week, No Limit Drones has information up on their website about how they're making their application available to users that are in that region. And they've got some sort of guidelines that they want people to follow to be able to get a free copy of the license or the NLD software. So for those people that know individuals that are in that region that need access to be able to fly their drones, then the NLD site has information that dictates out how they're giving away these free licenses.
And it's
also,
kind of important, too, because of our next little bit of information here, which is if it's true, it's kind of shitty.
Well, I mean, we also covered last week the potential that because Russia and China are sort of in cahoots, that China would put up a no-fly zone, in the Ukraine to prevent their drones from being able to fly. But obviously, if NLD is doing this, China needs to have some other initiative to be able to prevent their drones from flying. So from an anonymous source who is a retailer, we have heard that several other retailers have received letters or notifications from China, from DJI specifically, that identify that if any of the products, the serialized systems that are in their inventory, are found to be flying in the Ukraine, that they will lose their licenses to be able to sell DJI products.
Wow. So you're saying if a dealer sells to someone and then that someone gives a drone to Ukraine, and
if that dealer has that drone as that serial number as part of the stock that they purchased from DJI, and that drone is used in the Ukraine, then that dealer would be held liable and they would not be allowed to sell DJI drones anymore.
Have we fact checked this? Is this just a rumor? Is this true? Because this would be a PR nightmare for DJI.
This is information that was shared from one of the retailers who wishes to remain anonymous, that they received this information. And according to information that I've received, there were other retailers that have confirmed they've received something similar. So I will give this some credence. I've never seen the actual notice or emails or letters that they're receiving. So I would like to see that, obviously.
There can't be an official thing, right? This would have to have been somebody that kind of said, well, we would prefer you didn't, or nudge kind of thing, because seriously, that would affect their whole worldwide sales if that was true. So we'll say allegedly at this point. We'll say allegedly. Right?
DJI obviously does not want to be a part of this. So needless to say, courtesy of several videos that we have to share with you guys, the first one is from the AP. This is the Ukrainian drone enthusiasts are using their drones to help assist in detecting Russian forces.
We supply every day around 100 drones, and users is civilian users, military users, and everybody started to use these drones to find some enemies in our country, and it's helpful. And I know many examples when it saved life of our Ukrainian people. So we have drones with thermal cameras from DJI and from another brands as well that used at night. So we see the soldiers at night, we see the tanks at night, and for sure it's scary to use a drone in Ukraine right now, because it's a huge risk for your life that you will be detected and destroyed by them. So you have to follow some rules to avoid to be detected.
The responses to them range from, old school using guns of some kind to what the U.S. military turned to was a variety of jammers. And reportedly, the Russians have that kind of technology. You've seen images of their convoys, civilian vehicles that are not just about drone jamming, they're cell phone jamming. And we think this is going to be one of the things that they deploy into these cities as they also deploy the rest of their tanks and the like.
Man, that is a huge risk to fly a drone, to do scouting or surveillance of the Russians, because they can track you back, and they don't want that. So they're going to take out the drone, probably, and then you as well, maybe.
Well, and drones are being used in that regards to being able to assist in trying to locate forces, but also drones are being used to document some of the activities that are happening. And this heartbreaking drone footage comes from Borodyanka, which is near the Ukraine's capital of Kiev. And I mean, it gives you an idea of some of the devastation that's been caused to some of these cities with all the conflict around them.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God.
But
I got no words.
on a lighter side to share with you guys, there is one story that has been pretty much certified. This one's been clarified as accurate. Across the country, Ukrainian civilians, are obviously worried about, the Russians coming in. And one of the things that one of the brave citizens there, who's been hailed as a hero, she saw a drone that was flying outside of her window of her apartment building. And obviously she was under the impression that this was a Russian drone. So she did what all other people should do, is to go and grab a jar of tomatoes and walked outside and threw it and hit the drone, knocked it out of the sky and turned it into the local Ukrainian forces. And it actually turned out to be a Russian drone that she knocked out of the
tomatoes.
sky. Yeah, took it out with a jar of tomatoes.
That is,
Major League Baseball be calling soon.
yeah.
So all those times we've complained about people throwing things at our drones.
Yeah.
It's a good
Never been hit by a tomato.
It's a good instance. That's good to hear. I mean, wow. What? They're fighters, man.
Yeah.
It's such a sad situation, but it's good to hear little victories like this.
And if we could go back to the DJI kind of story and all that mess that's happening, what is it going to, and this is a question for everybody, it's a question for the chat, what is it going to take to get a U.S. leading drone manufacturer? I'm talking U.S. parts, everything else, chips, everything. I know we rely on China so much, but what would it take to, I know Skydio's tried, I know Altel talks about being made out of some U.S. components and everything else, but what does it take to get, DJI is just the 80%, right? They're the big gorilla in the room. What does it take to get someone else kind of pushing the envelope on that?
Well, and that's going to change, over time. One of the things that China had a monopoly on was a lot of the refined material necessary to make the semiconductors and stuff. And just recently here in the United States, a huge find was discovered where we would have the ability to mine our own stuff to make chips, etc. And I know that the government and a lot of businesses are currently looking at that to make us less self-sufficient off the Chinese, and it'll take time for that industry to develop and get built up. But we have the ability, if we want to get ourselves more independent. And I would firmly support and buy a drone product that was manufactured solely in the United States.
Of course,
hands down. As long as it has the same quality and the capabilities that we've come to enjoy in the drones that we have, then I would most definitely support.
Where's Zenith? Where's our Zenith drones?
Yeah, there you go.
Anybody old enough to remember Zenith was an American company, made televisions? Nobody? Okay, back to you in the newsroom.
All right. So recently we had an incident that happened in a place called Kanawal. There was a protest that was going on to oust the PTI government and Prime Minister Imran Khan. And this protest was started in Karachi. In the middle of this protest, they were flying a drone that actually hit Asifa Budo Zadari's face when she was standing on a container. Now, Bilwala Bhutto Zatari is the PPP chairperson that is currently running to try to oust Prime Minister Imran Khan. So this is actually his sister. And according to the reports that I've received, she had a cut above her eye, but she is recovering. They had doctors and specialists that were working with her. And the drone was actually found to not be a personal drone. It was a drone that was run by a DSNG news service that was flying the drone, and the drone operator and the engineer were taken into custody by the security team of Bhutto Zadari, and obviously, hopefully, they will be investigated and let go, since it obviously was an accident.
Yeah, of course it was an accident, but I'm going to play this again. How does she not see it or hear it? That's what I want to know. Because it's not like it's creeping up on you. Like, so surprise.
It wasn't going that fast either. Look at how it whipped kind of down and around. Ouch.
Yeah. What were they filming? So he could see that they was getting too close to the...
Oh.
It's not like he was flying sideways or something. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I hope that she recovers. And it was, like I said, it's a shame to see something like that happen, but obviously it's news and we're going to share it.
Yeah.
All right. So the Air Force has joined forces. The Air Force Research Lab, which is headquartered at Wright-Patterson, announced recently that they partnered with Reston, Virginia's Leidos Incorporated. You guys might remember we talked about them in the news because they're making the Thor drone system. Well, they've got a new system now. They've merged two systems together, and they've called it Molgineer.
Oh, okay.
Unmanned aerial systems are currently being used to surveil operations, destroy infrastructure, and attack personnel. Small arms have limited range and effectiveness, and larger arms have high cost compared to their target. Thor uses a focused beam of energy to defeat drones at a large target area. It provides a non-kinetic defeat of multiple targets at the speed of light. This unique system allows base defense forces to stop UAS attacks at long range before they threaten critical infrastructure. Thor completely stows in a 20-foot shipping container, which can easily be transported in a C-130. The system can be set up by as few as 2 people within 3 hours and operates from ground power. Thor uses high-power microwaves to cause a counter-electronic effect. A target is identified, the silent weapon discharges in less than a second, and the impact is instantaneous. The Air Force Research Laboratory has already demonstrated Thor's effectiveness during real-world tests where it defeated hundreds of UAS systems.
Wow. And it'll cook a burrito, and it'll cook a burrito in 3 seconds, along with your brain.
Oh yeah,
microwaves. I'm.
Ken, I feel like you kind of need one of those to help keep the ladies away. I mean, I just feel like so many ladies.
Yeah.
You're popular YouTube star, everything else. Like you need to see one of those detect and destroy, because just to shake them off.
Yeah. Well, so far the moat around my house is doing its job. But you know how ladies are with moats. They turned into a lazy river, and I come out, and there they are, just going around my house. Can. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very tough to be you.
But but wow, shooting drones with microwaves. That's safe, right?
Yeah.
God.
Wow. They could have spent a little more money on the 3D animation. I feel like it was just missing a little bit. I mean, for the amount of money they're going to build the military for it or whatever it is.
Yeah, let me go to this part here. Just show you this one part. Okay, where they bring and this is I thought it was a small handheld thing until it rolled out of the back of a C whatever.
Show the C-130 landing, please. Can you go back just a little more? It just landed. It's just there wasn't even a runway.
Yeah, it didn't need a lot of room, did it? It just come down, bam, there it goes.
And we're done.
But here's the part I'm thinking. So this thing comes out. It's fairly big, right? Mm-hmm. If you're the enemy, wouldn't you, I don't know, come up on it from away from the business end of it? Right? All right, all drones, aim for the back of the thing that can kill you. I don't know. Well, anyway, Jeff, back to you.
All right. So
It is a force multiplier, though. It's a force multiplier.
Thank you.
Force multiplier. Wait,
fun with
where's? Hold on. I gotta have my accompaniment. Where's my? There we go. If you're worried about cluster drones coming up on your encampment, you need this giant burrito cooking microwave. It's a force multiplier. It'll take the force you already have and multiply it. America. Oh wait. Okay. All right.
All right. So in Corpus Christi, Texas, recently the MFE Unmanned event was held. This was to showcase how robot and drone technology can be part of day-to-day operation for Corpus Christi businesses.
This is a Vision 60. It's a 60 millimeter in hip width. It's a robot. A lot of folks refer to it as a robot dog.
This computer-like canine was 5 years in the making, all with a purpose to serve and protect officers on the front line.
The concept really is we send robots into environments where there may be hazards or dangers. It gives law enforcement officers the opportunity to get eyes on a potential threat, send it in, keep officers safe.
Corey Byram with the team behind the robot says although it can't do things a furry canine can, the four legs help it do just as much.
It can climb stairs, walk through rocks, sand, water. It's IP67, so that means it can fall into water, stand up, and complete its mission.
And even though it can't bark, there's a way it can talk.
It does make sounds, but it's actually, it's basically two-way communication. So if you're driving the robot, you can actually talk through the controller with a headset.
And as for these mechanical canines, they're going to keep doing their job, listening to commands wherever they go.
I don't know what to say about that either.
Don't you just love local reporters?
Although it can't bark, it sure can communicate.
I just love
It's kind of creepy looking.
This drone's
barking up the right tree.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the Boston Dynamics, their autonomous robot spot. And those things are starting to be.
What do you think that costs?
I forget. I'd have to go back and look it up because we actually had a price for it in one of the earlier shows.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. I mean,
Don't worry about it. The taxpayers will cover that, man. Don't worry about it. You know.
But for the businesses that have incorporated them, like the oil industry and stuff, where they take these robots and run them out into areas that are hazardous to humans. The uses of these things are immense.
It is.
They even have some of these that are security related, where they'll actually monitor a location.
Of course, they're great. They're great, very useful. They have a lot of uses. But if you're a municipality and you get one of these, you better justify that cost quick.
Oh man,
it better rescue a baby from a burning orphanage. Otherwise, because I mean,
All
people
the
look at it.
babies.
Why did you buy a robot dog? Right?
Well,
you know,
what's
well,
up
it's
with
cool,
everybody
man.
making robot animals too. I feel like last time I was your co-host, there was the bird with the talons that could grip onto things, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's odd to me. Everyone's making robot animals. I feel like when are we getting like a robot pigeon?
Ooh, I think there is one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is one. I got it on order.
Okay, good.
All right, yeah.
All right. So next in the news, this one is one that I have been looking forward to sharing. This is great. The researchers at Virginia Tech have developed a pliable material that can morph from ground traveling drones into aerial aircraft and back in a matter of seconds.
Wait, was that a cucumber?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Why did a cucumber just flash
I
on
don't
the
know.
screen quickly?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It looked kind of bad to me. Go ahead, Jeff. What do you got?
All right.
Tell us about this.
This particular drone has the ability to change shapes, allowing it to perform multiple types of activity. And the uses of this thing are I guess fairly immense. I mean, you can have quite a few things that they can do.
It can do a lot of things. This thing can pick up marbles. Say you're out in the field, right? You got the enemy coming at you, but you lost your marbles. You send this thing out, it's going to pick up the marbles right away. It's a force multiplier. Also, if your cucumber is cold, that thing will wrap right around that sumbitch.
Why did they wrap it around a cucumber? Was that necessary?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, I'll explain real quick, and then you guys can make fun of it.
Yeah, please.
They were showing off the center of that drone is made out of
A flying cucumber.
I'll wait till you get it.
What if you got hit in the head with a flying cucumber? Ken? What did your friends say about you? What if that lady who got hit by the drone, what if it was a flying cucumber drone that hit her instead? I'm crying over here.
We are giving too much grant money to colleges. Can I just say that?
Something's happening.
How much did this graphic cost? I got an idea. Look, we're going to demonstrate its formability. You got an orange? Yeah, I got an orange. You got a pepper? Yeah, that's a good idea too. What about a penis-shaped fruit? You got one of those? You got one of those? You got a cucumber or something? Jeff, buddy. Jeff's
so
drinking his
good.
Windex again. What are you drinking there, bud?
It's very blue.
Whatever it is, it doesn't have enough in it.
I'm sure it's non-GMO based on that color.
Say you're out there. You're in the Ukraine. The world is falling apart around you. But you don't have a koozie for your cucumber. This thing is right up your alley. It's a cucumber multiplier, buddy.
Wow.
Hours, ladies and gentlemen, that I spend finding these things. Hours for your entertainment. And this is what you get.
Wow, I'm sorry I gave into it.
We are going to go to the next story.
I only laugh
I want
because
to talk about this thing. So does the cucumber fly? Why? I don't understand. Where are the propellers? Like, how does this fly?
See, that's what I'm saying. And
absolutely nothing to do with
I only laugh because I saw your face,
Jason. To do with it.
As soon as the
doesn't have anything to do with it.
As soon as the
flying's the whole purpose of the show.
As soon as the cucumber came up, I saw Jason's face and I couldn't help it. I was like, okay, he's laughing at the cucumber. Oh yeah. All right. Jeff, what are you doing?
I don't understand how it flies. Like, where are the propellers? Why? I don't get it.
It's a quad that has a mesh in between in the center that
I don't even
uses
see one propeller, let alone four propellers to be a quad, though.
Oh no, there is. There it is.
On it.
Yeah,
there they are.
There it is.
And in the mesh in the middle is an electrostatic mesh that when it's charged, it will bend and form around a shape. And it doesn't matter what the shape is. But the thing is that this is a drone that can literally just bend around something and it still can fly that way. It can essentially grab something and carry it off.
No, I apologize. I apologize, Jeff. Jason, apologize to Jeff.
Jeff, I'm really, really sorry. I hope you're still my friend.
Really sorry.
I mean it. Love you. Mean it.
Just seriously, we mean it.
No, okay.
And remember, if your cucumber gets cold.
All right. Next in the news, we have this incredible behind-the-scenes video of the creation of the new Disney D-Light drone show that is being used at the Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is cool. A pre-show that they do before they're called Disney Illuminations at the Sleeping Beauty Castle in the center of the park. It mixes video production with water jets, lighting effects, fogs, lasers, and music, plus obviously the drones.
That is neat.
It is cool.
Yeah,
that is really
cool. This is a result of an 8-month collaboration between Disneyland Paris and a French company called Dronisos. They recruited 4 pilots and trained them specifically to do this show.
But how can they call themselves truly innovative if they haven't incorporated a cucumber in the show? Jeff, we love you, man.
Wow.
We love you, buddy.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry. I can't.
There goes the Windex.
I mean, this is, people want to know about cucumber technology, Jeff.
For real.
All right. We've run this
on
bit
a
into
serious
the ground.
note, though, if I was like in the firework business, I would be I'd either be getting in the drone business or something, because if you're in the firework business, I think drones are going to just keep taking over. This is going to continue to be a theme here.
Yep.
Safer, everything else.
Yep. Thank you, Jason, for bringing us back.
I do what I can.
Appreciate it.
All right. So out of Monroe, Louisiana, Grambling State University is stepping up its engineering program by adding a drone tech lab to the curriculum.
Okay.
Grambling State University professor John Fraser says that this is the first year the school had a drone lab. Now students are using the space to learn the fundamentals and test fly a drone on the flying field. He says drones are being used in real estate, TV, and as a first responder. He says this course will help students learn and retain the information to help them during their certification test.
To have to get a Part 107, FAA Part 107. He would have to pass that examination, and then every 2 years he would have to be re-examined to pass the recurrency test. We'll let them create their own design. Then we allow them to draw it out on CAD, change it over to a 3D file, print it on our 3D printer, and then they actually fly the drones when they finish.
That's really great. I wish that I was of that age to be. If they had this stuff when I was a kid, how would my life be different?
You wouldn't be a radio star.
I might not be. I might not be.
I love the fact that they encourage the kids to get the 107, first of all.
Yes, big time.
But the other thing that about this story that really meant a lot to me was that the students designed their own drone.
That's cool to me. 3D printed, everything else. Yeah.
They're not cookie cutters. They're not sitting there flying around the little Tello drones or whatever. They're actually making 3D printing and creating something that is actually theirs. They designed it. That, to me, from an engineering program, is the best way.
Well, in one class, they're learning CAD. They're learning how to use the latest 3D printing technology. They're learning about airspace METARs and TAPs, so they have to do their 107, and that's one class. I mean, I've long been an advocate for college and just education, higher education in general, to get more real world. Yeah. And I think we're checking 3 boxes in this one. I love that.
Wonderful.
That's a great program. All right, so next we have out of Wisconsin, the Fond du Lac County. Recently, their drone team and their drone thermal camera was put to the test when deputies were asked to arrest 2 subjects that had been evading police for hours.
Now, see if you can find them before they move. See if you can find them. Can you see them?
No.
Okay. Oh,
yes.
There they are. Look at that.
Wow. What terrain are they running on? Is that sand? Or
no. Okay, so this is the backstory that'll help you understand where they're at. So in Winnebago County, officers were involved in a high-speed chase, and that vehicle then went into Fond du Lac County. The deputies then assisted them in trying to chase the vehicle down, in which the car drove into the El Dorado Marsh. Now, normally in the olden days, the police would then have to go marching out into the marsh, right?
Yeah.
And instead,
in March or February,
they called the drone team for that county, and they brought the thermal drone out and started flying around. And of course, the guys had hidden down in the marsh, thinking that the cool marsh surface would hide them. And as you can see, for just a short period of time there, they were not easily seen.
This is Wisconsin, right? Winnebago County, Wisconsin?
Well, this was Fond du Lac County, which is nearby.
We did a bunch of training in Winnebago County, that's why I asked, and I know a bunch of those officers up there. That's cool. Let's reach out.
So
I love these knuckleheads that think they can get away from cops by hiding on roofs.
Remember the guy that was on top of the roof, and like when he saw the drone, he said, "Oh no, take me away! Cuff me!"
Right? Yeah, they know they're done.
Yeah.
And in this case, the police department identified that when they had the drone flying over the suspect thought he couldn't be seen, but once he heard the drone staying in place, that's when he freaked out and ran.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. That's great.
All right. And so last in the news, and this one is just for Ken because he loves new technology. Swedish EV maker Polestar has unveiled a new concept vehicle called the O2. It's an autonomous drone integrated vehicle that, I'll just let the video speak for itself.
Yeah.
The drone that is part of the O2 concept is not just, a gimmicky feature to kind of like show, oh wow, it's got a drone as well.
Yeah.
It's actually part of a shift which we want to provoke in how you look upon what it means to have such a joyful object and drive it. It's being able to film you whilst you're driving through a nice countryside, capture that experience, creating moments that you remember, something that you share with people, with the person that you're together with. It's not just about, the physical experience of driving fast, but it's well about creating shareable moments and that becoming big part of your of our life.
Yes, absolutely. And make no mistake, I am 1,000% behind this. This is not a gimmick. This is something that's going to be on every car. This is forward thinking. This is absolutely going to happen. And I can't wait to get me one of these O2 cars. This is fantastic. This is absolutely 1,000%. He has seen into the future. This is, they are like Nostradamus. We have looked into the crystal ball, and this is absolutely wonderful and absolutely will happen.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That was deep. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Who's operating it? Because they're operating from a moving vehicle, but is anyone operating it, or is it autonomous? Does it need its Part 107?
Well,
I just have I have so many questions.
It's not in the United States. It's in a country where they don't care about those things, I guess. But
I would imagine that they're having it on the idea of like the Skydio, where it flies, pretty much by itself. You can leave a Skydio alone and put the little marker on you so that the Skydio knows where you are and it'll follow you. So the car would have a marker. The drone would supposedly follow that. But I mean, how many times have we seen wonderful videos of drones following vehicles and then flying straight into trees, sides of buildings, whatnot? So
I commented on the video. I said, yeah, this will be great. So you can pull over in your fully electric car and climb a tree to retrieve your car drone.
Hope it comes with an electric ladder.
Yeah. Do I have to say it? I will.
Should.
That will never happen.
I'm kind of with you on this one.
Yeah. Now, before we end the news, with you two manned flight geeks, you two plane geeks.
Yes.
I wanted to play this video. This is from Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele, as you know, is an FPV god. And I texted him and asked him if we could share a little bit of this. He recently posted a video that he made in the Ukraine in 2016. Okay. And this is him flying as he's standing on top of an Antonov An-225.
225, yeah.
Yes. Just enjoy this. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Again, this is in Ukraine in 2016.
Wow.
What a great opportunity. And you and Jeff were talking about the 227?
No, it's actually the 225.
It is the 225. So it is this plane.
Yes. It is this plane.
Okay,
There's only one. Well, there was only one.
Give me the story behind what you guys were talking about.
So in the first weeks of the Ukraine invasion, there was footage and news story came out that the hangar where this aircraft is stored, which is located in the Ukraine, had been hit and destroyed, and that the aircraft was actually in the hangar at the time, and that the 225 was destroyed. Now, Jason has seen some information where people are saying that the aircraft hasn't been destroyed, but I haven't seen any footage to confirm one way or the other.
Yeah, I saw an article, and again, there's so much news coming out so fast talking about they have from satellites that they saw the tail from a hangar. Now, again, who knows what it could have been, but yes, there is only one 225, or was only one 225 made. And it is the largest, or was the largest aircraft in the world.
Yes. The only plane now that is the largest aircraft would be the Airbus A380. Mm-hmm. But the AN-225 has broken world records for hauling the largest and heaviest loads. And I mean, we're talking thousands of tons of stuff that it has done. It has broken so many world records. To lose that aircraft, from our perspective as aircraft enthusiasts, is just tragic.
Well, imagine the pilots too. Like, you get certificated to fly a particular type of aircraft. You are it's kind of like being an Air Force One pilot, right? Yeah. I mean, that's your gig. Like, this was a gig for probably 5 or 6 people, I would imagine, a dream job, kind of like being a Blue Angel and Air Force One pilot, and they don't have such a job anymore.
So
quite busy right now.
Is it gone or not? Is it just?
I don't know. I saw an article about 2-3 days ago that said they may have saw a satellite image of it. But again, the news, I mean, you go on any news site, refresh, there's new stuff coming out so quickly. Who knows what's correct and what's not.
Okay.
Well, I can confirm that I have seen the video footage of the actual hangar that it was stored in.
Yes.
And that the hangar is most definitely destroyed. So if the aircraft was there at the time, then it's gone.
Yeah,
wow. That's sad. Well, if you want to see the whole video, which is like a half hour long of Mr. Steele flying that, there's a link in the description of this video. And I thank him for allowing us to share it with you. Jeff, thank you so much for all the wonderful news and for the cucumber. Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
We should probably mention RemotePilot101.com. Isn't it a great place?
Great place.
It is a great place. Tell us about your place, Jason.
So, Remote Pilot 101, no one has prepared more Part 107 pilots than us. And you'll be pleased, those of you who are current customers now, you're going to be experiencing version 3 and a brand new learning management system in about 2 weeks. So the best just keeps on getting better. RemotePilot101.com. Use promo code Heron18, which, by the way, Ken.
Yeah.
I can't brag on you enough. When we search promo codes, you know me, I'm all about our marketing and everything else. Heron18 is the most used promo code. Your people listen to you, Ken.
Yay, thank you, people. I appreciate that. And you've been very busy updating the lessons too, because
there's not every video has gotten a facelift. There's 76 videos in there. Every single one has gotten a facelift. The course has gone from 9 hours to almost 12 hours now. There's just so much new content. We're always trying to innovate, push new content. Now with all the recurrent tests changing so much, we're like, wow, we just launched our new course. We need to fix it now. So we're back to that. I was just reviewing some of the stuff our writers sent over earlier for some of the content, and there's some more great stuff coming out here soon as well.
And you take actual questions that test takers give you. And kind of incorporate those in the quizzes too, right? So they're actual FAA questions.
We have a ton of data on that, no doubt. So yeah, and I always share. You know this, Ken. I call them the boot camps at the end, where I share. This is a question you're going to see on your knowledge test. Let's not memorize it. Let's understand the why behind it. But just to prepare them for the knowledge test. You know this though, Ken. I want you to be safe in the real world. My mission isn't just to pass a test. I want you safe when you're out there flying FPV, whatever it is, so you can be a light and be a mentor to everybody else that's out there wondering about what this new drone space is. Even though it's not that new, but to many it is so new. We have to be ambassadors to that.
You're a shining star, Jason. A shining star. Awesome.